So there's many a trainer out there who is trying to sell an ideology, and we talk about that so many times. Now, I've just put up 2 professional trainers that actually earn a living from dog training. 2 trainers from 2 completely different backgrounds. Both have trained gun dogs. One of them is more of a pet trainer than a gun dog training, but they've dabbled with gun dogs, and they work their own gun dogs on shoots, and they're a positive trainer, right? What they call purely positive. No such thing. And the other one is a gun dog trainer that is telling you that he is so busy teaching all over the world and teaching in this country, and he sees 60 dogs a day with behavioural problems. Ask the question why. But first ask the question, if he's that busy teaching, educating 60 people a day, where the hell does he find the hours? Or is it the fact that he's got 7 staff of varying degrees of knowledge? Because if you get too big, you're going to need staff, aren't you? You cannot physically take in 60 people a day for training. Even if you're doing it on Skype, you wouldn't be able to leave your office or wherever you're doing your Skyping. But then to try and sell yourself with an app that as soon as you've got a problem, you just stand in the field with your app and punch it in. Well, this will be interesting, won't it? But is it all sales? Is it all about salesmanship? Or is it about reality? You don't need to be studying an app in a field. You need to be studying your videos and teaching yourself, and then go in the field and put it to practice. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick, but people will fall for it because people love gimmicks. People love crazy ideas. There's people out there going, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I wish him all the success, and I wish all the trainers success. But what you've got to do, you've got to talk about the real dog training world. And when we talk about the real dog training world, we've got 2 different trainers that I will not publicly name and shame and put up video after video after video about them, like some trainers do. But I will talk about it in the hey, get here, you. Good lad. See that? See how he went after that bird? Hope you saw that. But he turned as soon as I told him, because I told him it wasn't acceptable. That's because the dog's been punished. That's because the dog knows that what I say matters. I couldn't have thrown food at that dog there. I changed my voice. I raised my voice to get that dog back. And why did the dog come back? The dog come back because it went, I've done something wrong. I don't want to upset my dad. Not because I'm cruel. He's gone back down there hunting like a demon, look. Nothing wrong with that, because he loves the freedom. But there has to be ground rules. So going back to what I'm saying is, you've got one successful, he's been successful, gun dog trainer, a panel judge. And then you've got somebody who dabbled with Cocker Spaniels and actually works them in the field. But when you do your own work and you check into them, that person's never been successful in the field in competition. Purely positive. And yet this A-panel judge is saying he's a positive trainer. Is he? Is he? What a wonderful debate it would be if those 2 professionals had the bottle, and they'll know who I'm talking about, but I wouldn't name them in public. Wouldn't it be wonderful if they did come in and debate for the sake of these guys? The sake of these guys, the gun dogs. The dogs that need help. And is it the dogs that need help, or is it the people that need help? Rafa, come here. See? Good lad. Did they see Rafa? Have they trained a Rafa? Have they trained a Jack? Are they showing the real problem dogs? And they're showing how they can do it with just love and affection, when these dogs have taken over. And then we have people talking about parental influence. I'm not their mother, I'm not their father, but there's got to be leadership. There's got to be leadership. There's got to be something that makes them think, better not do that, or there'll be a consequence. And I'm telling you, your high value food works in certain situations, and you can definitely shape a behavior with food. But is it artificial compared to the real world, where if you've got respect and discipline on your kids will understand that's part and parcel of life if you teach them right. If you don't teach them right, they can regret that, resent it, not enjoy their childhood. So there's a balance, isn't there? Do you want your kids to remember their childhood and think, my dad was fair, my mum was fair? Or do you think your kids should be given everything, no rules and boundaries, don't understand how to cope with pressure and switch pressure off, and go through life thinking the world owes them everything? That's exactly what I'm trying to put across with the videos that I put up, everyone. I try and educate the people out there who've been misled. And they've been misled because if it worked with love and affection and positive only, don't you think I'd be going down that road? But I'm telling you, there comes a point in a dog's life, and I talk about 95% fun-based training, but that 5% discipline is so important. It's important that yesterday, when we went to the vets with Rafa, the vet's an experienced vet, and Rafa come straight up into her face in the sitting position and went, hello, confident as hell, right? And she said, hey, turn around, because she wanted his head away from her when she put the needle into his neck. Why? Because some of them dogs can't cope with that, and they would have snapped. And vets get bit. Vets are the experts, but they get bit. They get bit by dogs that don't show the sign of fear, but suddenly go bang. But she's an experienced vet. The movement that she made and the movement that I made is I just turned around and just held his muzzle. He didn't panic when I held his muzzle, and she stuck the needle in him, and he made a little noise. Is that cruel? Is that cruel that he made a little noise? Because the RSPCA said the criteria of a dog that's being abused, if it shows signs of stress. He showed a sign of stress in the vet when the vet put a freaking little tiny needle into his back of his neck. I put a needle into him, but because it was a different person, he didn't bite the vet. He didn't go to bite the vet, but the vet knew the position to stand in when putting the needle into the dog, bending over the dog, because it wasn't done on the table, because she's an experienced vet and she doesn't fear dogs. She's a dog person. She's judged trials. She's got the experience with working dogs. These dogs don't bite me. These dogs don't fear me, but they have to learn to respect me. Manic dogs. People make manic dogs, don't they?